What's up? So, we're here to talk about some more DS games. So, I wanted to talk about some Pokemon clones that are on the DS that I find pretty interesting. And this is going to be a common theme with a lot of these DS videos. But I was going to talk about these a few years ago and then just never got around to it. Anyways, all of these are going to have a similar theme to them, and they're going to be based kind of on something that I've talked about before. So, it's going to be Pokemon clone games that feature dinosaurs. So it's Pokemon style combat with dinosaurs, or Pokemon style like world building with dinosaurs in them. And like I talked about this game Dinosaur Us in an RFX Interactive like Game Boy Hidden Gems video, I want to say something like that, something along those lines. I found it to be pretty interesting, and like I said, there's quite a few of these kind of games on the DS especially, and I never really noticed until I noticed. So the first game up is going to be this game called Monster Racers. So this game is a 2D game. It's got really good sprite work actually. It looks like probably like is it like Pokemon Sapphire and Emerald or something like that? I can't remember all the different Pokemons, but kind of one of the later Game Boy Advance Pokemon games, Game Boy Advance DS Pokemon games. Sprite work is really good. So instead of like traditional combat in this game, you do side-scrolling running sections, and each of your monsters that you have are going to be kind of elemental, like in a Pokemon game. So they'll have a certain element that's inherent to them, and then as you're racing through the level, you can pick up these power-ups that appear on the screen, and then that temporarily will give you an elemental ability. And then if you're close enough to the enemy that you're racing against, you can perform an attack on that enemy. And then also, as you're exploring the overworld in a Pokemon style fashion, you'll encounter wild monsters that you can also race. Like how this works in real life, I wouldn't understand, because all of a sudden your monster takes off racing. You would expect it to come back, but I would imagine it would take forever to go somewhere if you're waiting for your monster to come back. But anyways, so you race against these wild monsters, and you can have the monster that you're racing with attack this other monster, and then if you build up this star gauge, that gives you the opportunity to capture the wild monster that you raced against, and then that's kind of how you can build up your monster collection. But I found this to be really interesting. One thing I really love about the DS, and really the 6th generation of games, which like the DS would be a part of, was that they took a lot of elements from games that existed, a lot of good elements from games that existed, and then mashed them all up into like a single game. And then they experimented a lot with different play types and gameplay styles and stuff, and I found that to be really cool, and you got like a lot of really interesting games out of it. The next one up is going to be this game called Fossil League Dino Tournament Championship, and this one so this one is kind of interesting. So in this game, once you become 12 years old in this world, you can join the Dino League, and then you get this license. And what this license allows you to do is to travel back in time. And then in traveling back in time, you can capture dinosaurs or convince them to come with you, bring them forward into the future with you, and then battle in the Fossil League. And it's such a weird concept, but I guess it works because it's a weird DS game. And yeah, so this one's also going to be a 2D game that features kind of a Pokemon style overworld. The battles in this game are kind of weird in that they're 3D models. So like your character models, like the NPC character models, the towns and stuff that you visit, everything is 2D, but in the battles, it's going to be 3D models. Your dinosaurs are 3D models, and it's kind of jarring to see the two graphic style kind of like diverge like that, but I guess it still works. The combat's really going to be Pokemon style combat. Each dinosaur is going to have like a set of attacks that you can use to attack other dinosaurs. Like I said, you can go back in time to like 6 different periods by time traveling, and then get dinosaurs from those different periods, and then come back into the future. Okay. The next one up is going to be this game called Dinosaur King. This one is going to be pretty similar to Fossil League. You can already see the 3D models for the dinosaurs there. So again, like the character art, the world that you are a part of, all of that's going to be 2D sprites, and then when you get in the battles, it's going to be 3D models, which is super weird. But in this game, instead of going back into time, instead of like this whole like time heist hijink stuff happening, you instead find fossils at dig sites, and then you dig up said fossils, and then you clean them up, and then you create these cards out of the fossils, and then you have this gun where you can load it with the dinosaur cards, and then when you fire your card-loaded dinosaur gun, you create real-world models of these dinosaurs, and then you battle them against each other. The combat in this game is basically rock, paper, scissors, so it's a little less interesting. Like, there's a little less strategy, I think, involved in this game, which kind of sucks. But like, the sprites are kind of cool. So when you go back in time and stuff, when you're moving around, it's a 2D sprite moving in a 3D world. And I think that the artwork in it looks pretty cool there. I just like, this is another one where I don't find the realistic looking 3D models of the dinosaurs to be that good. It doesn't fit the art style of the game that well, but the 2D sprite work of this game is really cool, and it's just an interesting game. All right, and then these last couple games are all going to be in the same series. I think this is the only game that has multiple games in the series, at least that I remember seeing. But it's going to be this game called Fossil Fighters, and this one I think is probably the most coherent style-wise. Like, this one is going to be all in 3D. It's going to be a stylized looking 3D. It's kind of like Digimon looking character designs, and kind of like in Dinosaur King, the way that you get new dinosaurs in this game is by finding fossils, digging them up, cleaning them, and then those fossils get turned into dinosaurs. So what is interesting about this one, though, is all you need is the head fossil to create a new dinosaur out of, and then there's like a head, arms, legs, and body fossil, I think. And the more different kinds of fossils that you have for the same dinosaur, so like if you have a dinosaur's head fossil, body fossil, leg fossil, arm fossil, when you create a dinosaur, it'll be created in its strongest form. And then the level that you clean the fossils will also affect the stats of the dinosaur that gets created. So it's kind of interesting in that regard. And then the models, like I was saying, they're kind of like Digimon looking model designs and stuff. And I think this fits the fictional world where dinosaurs can shoot fireballs or like giant ocean-filled streams of water a little bit better than trying to use realistic models like in Fossil League and Dinosaur King. And yeah, I think I can understand why this game had more in the series than the other ones, because it feels more like it was planned out. And then the next game up is going to be Fossil Fighters Champions, which is going to be a sequel to Fossil Fighters. This one graphically looks really good for a DS game, especially. It looks better than the first game. It's basically going to be more of the same. I guess if you could only play one of these games, I would suggest this one, because like I said, graphically it's more coherent all around. Gameplay wise, I think it's probably funner. Oh, this game has a little more strategy in the combat. You can have multiple dinosaurs in your party, and then you can, like, different dinosaurs are effective at different ranges, and then you have dinosaurs that are faster than others and dinosaurs that are weaker. And like the combined stats of all the dinosaurs on your team determine kind of the order that you attack when you're battling somebody else. And so you have to kind of think about the dinosaurs that you're putting together in a team, and then you can like rotate these dinosaurs in and out of different formations in order to take advantage of different strengths of the different dinosaurs, or to defend against the weaknesses of certain dinosaurs in your party. And yeah, like I just think this game is a better all-around game than the first game, and then definitely probably more so than the rest of the games that I showed in this video. But I do find all of these games to be just super interesting. And then there was also, this is probably the only time I'll talk about the 3DS on this channel, but there was a Fossil Fighters Frontier game on the 3DS that was basically more of the same, except in this one you drive around in vehicles, and it just like has the graphical prowess of the 3DS behind it, so it looks a little bit better than the DS games. But all around, like I said, Pokemon clones on the DS, or I guess on Nintendo handhelds in general, are pretty interesting. There's other Pokemon clones that exist out there, but I just happened to notice that I had quite a few of them that were based on dinosaurs, and it kind of came out of left field. But anyways, yeah, I'd like to know what you guys think about the dinosaur-based Pokemon clones. And anyways, hope you enjoyed the video, and hope you're having a great weekend. Take it easy. Peace.